Hello, welcome to Hope for Flint. I'm your host, Kristen Wolosinovich. Today's a very special day for me personally. Next to me, I have two of my very favorite people in the city of Flint, probably on the planet. My co-host, partner in crime when she flies in from New Orleans. How are your arms?
Very tired.
Ba-dum-bum. And then next to her in the hot seat is our guest of honor. We are so excited to introduce Rico Phillips, who really needs no introduction.
I appreciate that notion.
He too flew back in,
Yeah,
right?
not too
Where'd
long
you
ago.
fly back in from?
Las Vegas.
From Vegas. His arms too are tired.
Absolutely.
Where he received, was ESPN, NHL.
It was the NHL and through NBC Sports.
Through no big deal.
Yeah.
It's no Hope for Flint podcast, but
No,
it is
no,
one step
not
up.
even close.
One step up. You received the Willie O'Ree, right? Hero.
Community Hero Award.
Community Hero Award.
Yes.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
So this is when we get music, we'll play the music and confetti will fall.
Okay, cool.
That's in the budget.
All right.
So Rico Phillips, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What a journey. So real quickly, we'll start kind of at the beginning. When were you notified that you were nominated for the award?
In April, I received an email that I was a semifinalist, and which totally surprised me. And
Okay.
then I later found out that I was one of 10 semifinalists that were selected from all the people that were nominated. And then the nominations they went from there to Willie O'Ree himself, and I can explain who Willie is. But and then him and his panel decided on the finalists, the three of us. And so there was a lady that created an anti-racism movement out of Maryland, a gentleman out of Detroit who runs the Clark Park Coalition, which is the only outdoor arena, rink in the Detroit area, and it services the Latino community primarily in that area. So all three of us were very, very deserving. And then from there, it went to public vote. So utilizing social media and every other contact and way, we asked for people to vote for us online to the NHL.com. So that was a week of voting, and it was a long week. Let me tell you, it was hectic. We were working it. I was trying to go every angle, and what I didn't realize is how far-reaching social media can be. I mean, there were different pages like Michigan Firefighters, who I wasn't even a member of. They sent it out, and I mean, it was just going all over the place. So.
Your people were working very hard for
you.
you.
They were. This community
Here
really,
in Flint,
really stepped up.
It was on fire.
It was.
On fire. You get that?
Yeah. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
But what I'm saying is but very deservingly so. I mean, we were working hard and sharing
Yes.
and so excited for you. And, you had come on the podcast in Flushing, and we had discussed at that time, you had said it's just really, truly an honor to be nominated. People say that.
Yeah.
Like when we were in the Miss America pageant, you and I were like, oh, we're just happy to be here. No, we wanted to win. But really, though, you truly felt that. You felt, my goodness. And as far as you got, I mean, you didn't think you'd get that far.
Right. Well, and to be honest, there's programs and people like me all over North America. And I just felt fortunate to even be in that group. And then, without question, the reputation of Flint, especially in recent years, played a role in getting our story brought to the forefront. So it was so, I hate to say it like a blessing in disguise. It's not a blessing at all, but you know what I mean? It was in the sense that it brought there's so much attention on what's happening here. And I felt it immediately from the time I was a semifinalist on.
I think, though, it was so important for you to go and be our brand ambassador and represent us and be able to tell the story of fortitude and grit and strength and healing.
Let me just say this. When the NHL brought in the production crew to film the piece that you've seen during the awards about Flint or me and the Flint situation, I gave him a lot of angles, and I was throwing sound bites left and right. So, because I knew I said, I don't know how you're going to put this in a minute. He said, I don't know either.
But you now he's coming back. He wants to do a documentary, which he should. But
Right.
I think though, what you painted was beautiful.
That's what I was going to say.
Perfect.
That I was concerned because personally, I don't like to at this point in time, I don't like to utilize the water crisis as a crutch for our people
Yeah.
anymore. We are in recovery, and we have to be resilient. The more we look for woe is me, the less we get ahead. And
Right.
that's how I felt. So when I was portraying the story, I was so worried if he used water crisis, how he would portray it, but it came off so clean. It was about the fact that we are utilizing our program to help the kids with the antidote for lead poisoning.
So I want to get back to all of this too, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to talk to Tonda because I just want to touch point while we're discussing this. It's not that it didn't happen.
Right.
And that we can't discuss it.
That's
because
correct.
we still are, there's still residual effects and there's going to be long-term management. It
Yeah.
still has to be part of the conversation.
Right.
But I think it shifted, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, because he and I were talking before, and whereas before the crisis happened, we mentioned being from Flint, and we talk about the athletes and other things, and now if you tell somebody you're from Flint, the first thing is like, oh,
you're welcome.
Yeah.
how are you and we're resilient. We
Right.
overcome. Like
Absolutely.
GM was here, GM left. We overcame
We're
that.
fine.
We're
Yeah.
rebounding. So I think that is very important to, yes, it happened, but that's not going to define who we are
Exactly.
as Flintstones. And I think that you being there helped people to understand that
Yeah.
more. Like we overcome. Like this,
Right.
okay, this is very unfortunate. This is going to be a lifelong thing that people have to deal with, but this is not going to define who we are.
And I absolutely feel that from being born and raised here, educated here. I have a strong. Almost anybody that you come across that's actually from Flint, you can't talk no shit about us. Can I say it on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
I just want to make sure because I did an interview the other morning on a radio show and I said shit and I was like, oh my god. You say, oh, that's all right. I said, well, send a bill from the FCC to the NHL.
No,
Sorry.
baby, we're good. We're wild west here, so we're all set.
Go ahead and smoke a doobie.
Yes, thank you.
I'm on duty. So, anyways.
Yes. Thanks, Zach. We need Rico back, and you just ruined it.
Yes.
So I agree with you both. Like, I think that narrative had to be told, and it continues to be told. And I think you both, especially, with what you've done with Morris, your brother Morris Peterson, traveling and the NBA and ESPN and with the Raptors. I mean, you are the brand ambassador for the city. And you have to tell this story and continue to tell this story. Hey, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're
Right.
going to be fine. Okay. So that all being said, we checked that box. So now they're still voting,
Right.
and it's in front of Willie now,
Right.
right? And now they've narrowed it down.
Well, yes, and then after the votes came in, so Monday after the votes, it was 1 week of it. I'm waiting. So he said, come on, how long does this take? It's electronic voting. They already know. You got to know, right?
They know.
Monday came by. Tuesday, come on, man, really? Wednesday, what's going on, man? My heart is having problems now. Thursday, man, I was checking my email so many times during the day. It was unbelievable. And finally, at 4 o'clock on Thursday, we all received an email that because of the outpouring from our communities in support of us through the voting process, that they were inviting all three of us there to find out who the winner was live during the show. So up until that point, we were told only the winner was going to go, and the other two, all three of us were sworn to secrecy, which I was thinking, how's that going to work anyways, right? I'm either going to be kicking rocks or riding on the air all week. What's wrong with him, man? All month, And so anyways, so at that point forward, I said to myself, no matter what, I've won, because our story is going to be told on that national, stage, and through the NHL, a totally different avenue. You know what I mean when it comes to, giving a format for Flint.
Oh, yeah,
National Hockey
absolutely.
League. Why are they looking at Flint? There's
Yes.
not hockey for them here in Flint. But anyways, with that said, I had 2 months of wondering. Everybody asked me, did you win? You know you won. I said, no, I don't. I did not know. And so we get the trip of a lifetime. And from the moment they picked me up, or my wife and I up from our house, it was VIP treatment. NHL VIP treatment. It was unbelievable.
Welcome to mine and Tonda's world.
Yeah, maybe Tonda's. I'm just kidding.
All right. That's our show today.
No, I'm just kidding. But for an average person like me, this was like almost unbelievable. We were sitting there from the moment we got in the car. My wife and I just looking at each other. I can't believe this is happening. We land in Vegas, and there's a guy there with, another driver. I'm like, so I got to give you some of my funny anecdotes. So I go to grab the luggage, and where's the car? And he said, looked at me like, what are you doing? You trying to make me look bad, man? Like, I get the luggage, right?
Right.
And so that's when I realized, okay, Rico, you got to act the part now. So anyways, into the day of the show, again, no real tips who's winning. So they invite us all to there was a little a rehearsal, so to speak. So we knew kind of layout of the place. And so we were there very quickly. It was at Mandalay Bay. They put us up in a 5-star hotel at the other end of the strip. And so, you're seeing these NHL stars and people in the hall with you, going up in the elevator with you. And for me, I'm like, we kept pinching each
Right.
other. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this is crazy. So, of course, all day long, I was nervous. I'm trying to just maintain a cool, eat something, get myself, because I knew it was going to be wild. And then we went to the show, and that's when I got to say the magic began.
You felt the energy. It was great.
Oh, it was unbelievable. From the caravan to the back door of the Mandalay, and we're all getting out, and people trying to figure out who we are. And we ain't nobody, man.
No.
It's all right. They're trying to rubberneck
You
us.
Kardashians.
Yeah, exactly. So then we went to a green room where we got to meet some of the stars. And when I say stars, I'm talking about hockey stars.
Sure.
And I met Mark Messier, who was a hockey hero of mine from long ago. And there's an award named after him. It's for leadership from the players in the NHL. So it's very similar to what we do as far as being community leaders.
Right.
And so we had a great conversation. And like I said, I was treated like I was one of them.
That's amazing.
It's
just incredible. Okay, keep going. Let's
All right,
go.
so now we're on the red carpet. Red carpet.
Okay, now that is my world.
Yeah,
Move,
that is
Panda.
your world.
Move.
So anyways, I'm going on the red carpet, and I'm like, this is awkward. So there's, paparazzi-style snaps are happening. And I know they're all like, well, who's in there? They have to look at the monitor to see who I am. And we were walking with Willie O'Ree, and Willie, who the award is named after, was credited as being the first black hockey player in the National Hockey League in 1958. And after his 22-year career, he became involved with the Cultural Diversity Task Force from the National Hockey League. So this is why it's synonymous with him. He fosters programs all throughout North America. It's
beautiful.
He's a great, great ambassador.
How old is he now?
He's 83.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he came to Flint in March and came to our program, and that's like, the king is there of this type of work that we do.
It's incredible.
So we built a friendship, and so when I seen him, it was like old
Hug.
hat. Yeah, it was. It was
Oh,
good.
you had it in the bag.
Yeah.
You had it.
Yeah.
You were no dummy.
Yeah, no, I did not know. But by the same token, so we're going through the red carpet and it's the press corps with Willie, and we're just kind of standing behind him. I'm getting some Facebook Live going on because we're just standing there.
Right.
Nobody's asking us anything.
Right.
They didn't even ask us, who are you? So we went through to the fans on the red carpet, and same thing. I imagine that they were thinking, is that Willie's family or something? Because we're standing behind them. They're not saying nothing to us. And the reason I point that out, because it was extremely awkward, but by the same token, because it wasn't so much, attention on us, we were able to get through it and take in the moment.
Sure.
Get in the hallway, the keeper of the cup. If anybody knows anything about professional ice hockey and the Stanley Cup, the keeper of the cup is probably just as popular as the cup itself.
Who's the keeper this year?
It's the same person.
Oh, it
been
is.
the
Okay.
keeper for probably
I want that
30
keeper
years.
cup
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
That's a job.
He's got the job
That
because
is
he goes
the
with the
job.
cup all summer long.
Yes.
So whoever's got it for the day,
That's incredible.
he's with him. So I'm standing there going, I'm with the keeper of the cup.
Did
And
you
the
get a
cup's-
selfie?
I did. Well, no, I took a picture of him and Willie, but I got a picture of the Stanley Cup just sitting in the corner like it's just another cup.
You needed to drink from the cup.
Yeah, I
How
did.
cool
Right,
is that?
right. So let me fast forward to the awards show itself. So we get in there and we start to see things fill up. And there's also some really things, behind the scenes stuff that many don't know about award shows. I call them seat fillers. These are people.
Yes, when they go to the.
Yeah.
She knows, right? Would you? Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Please. Do you get up? Did you get up and people would
Fill your seat.
fill your seat?
Of course. No. But go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, don't mind us. We'll
Yeah.
go off on a tangent.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm right with you. So, anyways, there's these seat fillers, and so it kind of threw us off at first. Like, who are all these people? They're dressed to the nines too. And then I started to realize, when they started moving people in and out. So it's unique. And then I got to see, all the stars, the hockey players filter in, and the show began. And then I knew that the sequence of the awards were we were second to last, and I'm going,
Ooh.
It's going to be a long
So I can
night.
relate to that because I was a celebrity lip singer for the fundraiser for Mott Foundation, so I can relate to what you're saying.
Yeah, that's second
And
to
we were
last.
like third to last.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, you're waiting all night, and so I got to see the production piece that the NHL put together for the show, a montage of our program, and it brought tears to my eyes because that's the first time I'd seen it, and to see some of the people that were in the piece was just special to me because they were up there on national TV looking at themselves. I know they were at home looking at themselves and going, no way. There was a little youngster who's a hockey referee, and he was refereeing one of our games, and it's a great picture. He's looking up at me, and I just got this big smile on my face. I don't know what we were talking, probably laughing at the kids, but it was good. And he was up there, so I was got a little misty-eyed and thinking.
You knew it was coming.
Well, here's the deal.
You suspected.
Here's the deal. My wife recognized the tension on my face throughout the night, and she's like, we're not going to have any fun if you're tense like this, right? So the piece for Tammy Lynch came, who's the other nominee, and she was first. And in the piece, there was a gentleman who was the father of the boy that was taunted racially. And right after the piece, everybody clapped, and then he was sitting in the front row. And I said, no, they wouldn't bring him here unless she's winning. So she said, don't worry, you're not winning. I said, yeah, I think you're right. So I kind of relaxed then. I started to try to take it all in, but right in the back of my head, I said, you better be ready, though. So to be honest with you, when Willie O'Ree announced, I got this huge introduction for my piece, too, which was longer than the other ones. I noticed that. Mine was third, but I wasn't trying to read into it. So when Willie O'Ree announced, and the winner is Rico Phillips, I was staring him down, and I just like, what? Honestly, it was a bit of surprise, you guys. I mean, there was a bit of surprise, like, I can't believe this is really happening to me.
So real quickly on social media, people were Facebook Living when you won at that moment.
Isn't that cool, man?
I have chills right now of
Yeah.
you talking about it because to share with you how you felt.
Yeah.
We all felt like that.
Well, listen, immediately after, I can tell you about I got to tell you about the getting the award part, but immediately following, I thought I broke Facebook. I mean, I can't even look at this right now. My phone drained from text messages, 200 text messages. So I felt the love immediately. And I knew there was a watch party in Flint. I didn't know how successful it was, how many people actually showed up to it. But from what I understand, that was a great event, and the Firebirds hosted it. And so okay, they called my name. I'm in disbelief. I hugged my wife, give her a kiss, and said, oh my gosh. And she says, Rico, you got this. It's because I had to go give this speech now.
Because you have to have it, honey. You can't reflect
Right.
on us.
Yes, exactly.
You can't drop dead on stage, babe.
No, right.
I'm your wife.
You got this. So I took her strength, and I turned and shook the hand of the other nominee, hugged the other nominee, and I took the turn in front of as I walk in front of the audience, I said, oh yeah, I gotta get the top button. Look, I'm on task, right? So I told you I went to rehearsal in the morning, and they took us up a staircase and said, this is the one you go up. And so, but all throughout the night, when the players were getting their awards, they come up this big main staircase. And so I got a little confused when I got there. I was like, well, they're all going up. I better go where they were going. Well, when I started going up, the steps were way wider than the ones I was going on. So I was like, oh, this is weird. And then I was like, I better hurry up and get up here. Stumbled in front of a national audience, man. It was like,
Recovery, though.
no, this isn't happening. And I caught myself, of course, and but what it did for me was break my tension.
Yes.
I was able to be myself
Yes.
instantly. Because I turned around and I said, how you like that for an entrance? Because I could hear a 10,000 people collective gasp because they thought I was going down, man. So funnier than that, I turned around to the presenters, and these are all commentators for the NHL network. And I said, can you guys believe I almost bit it? And so we're laughing, right? And Catherine Tappan is her name. She had the award, and we're laughing. And I turned. Now I seen this afterwards because I didn't know it was occurring. But I turned, never had the award in my hand. I didn't, in my mind, subconsciously. Obviously, I wasn't thinking about I need that award in my hand. But so I looked out, and I said, my daughter called me earlier in the day, and she's 18 years old, and she says, Dad, whatever you do tonight, do what you always told me when I have to get in a situation like this. Take a deep breath, relax, you've got it. So I said...
You're going to make us cry.
I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, I thought that. I thought of my daughter, and I took a deep breath, had my hands right in the right spot, and went for it. And the funny thing, I tried to ad-lib one, and I shouldn't have ad-lib because I goofed. I was going to say, way to go, my Flintstones, and it came out. When I went to Flint, I didn't know if I want to say Firebirds, I didn't know what I was trying to say.
Did you say Flint Birds?
No, I said Flintstones. But everybody got my thumbs up, and you could tell that when I said, I want to thank all the people that supported me, my family and friends that are all watching back home in my hometown of Flint, Michigan, and abroad.
Yes.
I knew it was an electric moment for everyone here. I knew it would be.
It was special for us.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Like you said, just that support of the community. And
Yeah.
you don't really feel it until you, like you said, since you've been back, it's just
Yeah.
like overwhelming almost.
Yes, it has. I mean, quite honestly, strangers have come up to me, and that's an incredible feeling because I don't feel like I'm some big star. I've done so much public relations over my career that I know that people know me, but this is a whole different thing.
It's a whole different
yeah,
level.
it really is.
Well, even walking into the Ferris wheel, everyone grabbed you to take a picture
yes,
with you
I know.
with this.
Yeah.
And I think it just speaks volumes. I think it's beyond well deserved.
Thank you so much.
You played hockey with my family. You refereed them
Yeah.
before, and you tell the story because they were like semi-pro hockey players, and my dad too. And you tell the story. You were refereeing, but you weren't the best skater.
No, I was not the best skater. When I first started in ice hockey, I wasn't a little boy. I guess I can't say that because I was about 15. So to me now, that's a little
But
boy.
still, they
yeah,
start
I
at
started
like
in high
5,
school.
6 years old.
High school is like the very worst time you can start playing hockey because, skating because you're ridiculed there. You know what I mean? You can, as a teenager, you don't want to be laughed at and fall and look
Right.
goofy. Somehow, I don't know how I did it. I persevered.
And then you refereed of all things. Like you jumped in and became a referee.
This is crazy because I'm going to be honest with you. My first season as a referee was 1986-87. And about 6 or 7 games into my first season, I had a coach drop the N-bomb on me. And I could not believe it. I was 17 years old, and
Wow.
I was beside myself. I said, what did I just get myself into?
Right.
And thankfully, we at that time, you only refereed with guys that were mentors. They had many experiences. So even though we were doing a little kids game, this is a referee that had lots of experience. And when we got in the locker room, we were writing it up because he threw the guy out of the game. But he said, Rico, do not let that guy define who you are. And then this is a white man that's telling me this, okay? So the reason I'm saying that because he recognized that it was damning to my soul at
saw
that
it.
moment, and I couldn't like you'd want to do go after him. He's an adult, first of all, and the second thing was he was threatening me. He said he wanted to take me out in the parking lot and kick my ass. I was like, what the hell did I just get myself into?
Right.
And so, anyways, my mentor told me about perseverance, and he said, now's the time for you to become a man. And I was like, wow. So I stuck to it, and to this day, I have not met another black official. Which is interesting. I've been doing it for 33 years.
But I think you have opened the doors
Oh, yes.
for so much opportunity, and you've opened the doors to diversity of all cultures
Yes.
for this sport that has been predominantly a white man's sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've opened this dialogue, and I know you're very humble, but I think just your love and your inspiration and your magic for the game has changed so many lives. And that's why you belong on that national platform. None of this was an accident. Everything you've done, whether it's a city or lives, you were on the podcast show and someone posted on Facebook underneath your show on the podcast, Rico literally saved my life. I was going to commit suicide. And Rico came into my life.
Wow.
And I don't think you recognize the impact and the magnitude you have had on this community. So this Willie's, he knew we all knew. And granted, like you said, it's everywhere. And there's, like, you think there's Ricos everywhere, and there are.
There are.
But there's something pretty incredible for what you have done for us here within our geographics. And for that, we are forever and eternally grateful.
Well, thank you so much. Like I said, it is an incredible honor, not just to represent my sport, but to represent this community. When I was a little kid, I was talking to my wife. I said, I never would have imagined being to this level, which is interesting because I remember I used to ride a church bus and we go by the block. And I say, man, I hope one day I'm popular enough to have my name on there.
Well, listen, this story, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
You will be coming on all the time. You're a fixture.
Well, I
But
appreciate that.
Pretty cool. I mean, you feel the energy. You and your brother are big staples in the community, but there's something, Morris went on, played NBA, had that big platform. And then came back into the community.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're the opposite. You've been in the community, now you're going on this platform.
Yeah.
And you both come back, and there's something special about the city of Flint, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, Morris and I are friends. And
You don't know him.
Yeah, he gave me a big hug and told me congratulations when he knew I was going out there. I haven't seen him since I've been back. But, and I've worked with other projects with him with, Pictures of Hope. Yeah, we worked in that project together, and it's just it's inspirational when you see others like us that take advantage of this opportunity. So when I look at myself and what all that really meant, besides what it means to my hockey program, that's beside the point. Is I hope that others looked up there and want to, follow my example or emulate some portions of it. Like I tell kids or young people or anybody, take just a little bit of my passion that I give, and you can go a long way. I mean, I got a lot of passion. I mean, I tell people, if it's talking about firefighting, I'm passionate. Whatever it is, that's just who I am.
I know Tonda's signing you up for the volunteer list for the foundation.
For sure. But
yes.
I also want to thank you,
Yeah.
first of all, because like you said, you never would have thought back then that you would be here, but that's important for kids today to hear because
Absolutely.
they're thinking, oh, I'm just this kid from Flint.
Yeah.
What is it that I can do? And for a long time, it was, well, if I don't take this sports avenue, then I'm not going to be able to do that. But
Yeah.
I just love it. I love it.
I think that's a great point. That's not the end all. It's really breaking these barriers
Yeah.
and knowing you can do anything you put your mind to
Absolutely.
at any age.
We know one thing that the kids are getting from our program is confidence because they're scared to learn how to skate. These kids, they don't even have a clue until we put them on the ice. They are so scared the first week, the second week, third week, they're smiling. So when we know when they're smiling, their confidence levels went through the roof.
You've made it.
Yeah.
Do you have adults programs?
No, not yet. But if you want to go skate, we go skate.
I'm still scared to skate.
We'll go
Ice
skate.
skating is not.
We'll sign us up.
All right.
We're doing it. Real quickly, how can people get a hold of you?
Well, the easiest way if you're a social media person is we have a Facebook page right now. It's Flint Inner City Youth Hockey Program. You can
Okay.
see the progress
Excellent.
of our kids. You can see our kids. I take many pictures, and that's the easiest way to contact me. I mean, I work for the City of Flint Fire Department still. Over the summer, we're going to get our website, which I kind of did things a lot slower with this
That's
program.
okay. You've been busy a little bit.
Well, I'm just saying, we're not nonprofit yet. And I did that on purpose because I want to make sure this program is solid. Before, it's a lot to become a nonprofit in the sense that you have due responsibility and you have a lot more
it's a lot of work, right?
Right.
But Flint Inner City Hockey, correct?
Flint Inner City Youth Hockey.
Youth hockey. Okay,
Yep.
great. And then is there a phone number they can call?
It's on there.
Look you up on
Yeah,
Facebook too.
yes.
You can't miss them on social
for
media. Well, we love you, Rico.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations,
Thank
man.
you. It's pretty cool.
Well deserved. Tonda Peterson Bryant, my co-host today. Hope for Flint, New Orleans, Morris Peterson Jr. Foundation. Check them out. We've got the backpack giveaway.
There you go.
Yes, he's August 24th.
August 24th. He's going to
Yeah.
be stuffing backpacks. Rico will be. The trophy will be there.
I think she just became my agent. That's all right. I need one.
10%.
Okay, 10% of nothing equals.
For volunteer work.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you, Rico Phillips.
welcome.
Tonda Peterson Bryant, you both are hope for Flint.